Why do you want to come to London?
To see Big Ben or to eat delicious fish and chips?
They came to watch a football match. He and his little sons are from Ireland.
She came from Northern England.
They are even South Korean. As we mentioned before, a number of people have visited London because of football.
There are various football clubs and most of them, like Chelsea and Arsenal, have their own stadium. If you are lucky,
you can meet the renowned players like John Terry. I keep my fingers crossed. We met many kinds of people while making our film, just like you see. Why are they so crazy for football?
And what's the meaning of football in their lives?
What does football mean to my life? It's not everything, but it plays a big part. You lead up all week to Saturday, like you're building up to the big match and reading it in the papers and on TV. But it's a big part, yeah. It takes over the weekend.
Everything. Beating people is absolutely at school. I just have to, when Chelsea beats Man United, I have to gloat all the time because it doesn't happen very often.
So I love football and it's a big part for me when I come to London.
Especially football. Well, football has a whole big culture that's followed from children when they're young at school. So is cricket though. But there seems to be more affiliation because it's more of a worldwide game. So that's why they tend to follow that more than anything.
It's not always just the same team that wins all the time. Like Chelsea could lose today and that's probably the excitement of it and knowing that they're not always going to win, but more than often they always win. And it's just the thrill of it and all the fans. And
well, because it gets fans together. I'm actually a Stoke City supporter, as you can see from the football shirt. I've actually got a season ticket and it's just so exciting, cheering the team on, and even on the ups and downs. Like today we'll probably get beaten, but it doesn't really matter because it's just part of the enjoyment of coming.
Football culture, it's very passionate. It is the main sport. It's up and down the country. Even men, boys, girls, everybody. It's just such a popular sport.
The football culture has improved immensely over the last few years, especially after they eradicated a lot of the problems they had. And now it's, as you can see, I've got a family in the background, which you can't see, but they're all coming along and it's a lot easier and more of a family entertainment now.
Probably quite rowdy in the sense. The football culture here is what this country lives on.
I do, yes. I think we've got some of the best football teams in the world. Obviously the England matches didn't actually portray that, but I think they really are.
How do you often watch this?
Oh, at least we try to get here once a month. So, and if not, it depends how often you get the tickets, which are difficult, unless you're season ticket holders.
So usually where do you watch the football match? In pub or?
In a pub or at home, or you go to see a local game, which is not difficult to watch and get tickets for. So one way or another, you're seeing football.
How often?
Yes.
Every week.
Oh, really?
I watch Chelsea every week, yeah.
So where do you watch the football match?
Well, mostly in Stamford Bridge, but not. I'll be on Sky Sports, watch on telly.
Yeah.
So, or ESPN or whoever's showing the game, or on Match of the Day. So you'll always get to see the game, or on the internet. You get to watch the games.
When we define football culture in London, we have to include pub culture. When the day of match comes, in front of the pub, we can usually see the people who are waiting to go into the pub. There are some people who came here just to enjoy the free atmosphere.
A place at the ground because you've got the atmosphere.
And I like the pub because then the missus doesn't moan.
And you can drink.
Yeah. And I think I'm the same with that one. Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's a good atmosphere here. Yeah. And he meets lots of nice young ladies here.
But for supporters, the pub is the place which plays an important role for them.
Sports pubs, such as Sports Cafe we visited, is a well-known place. This is not only the space where they can watch a game, but also the space which strengthens their spiritual bond.
If I'm in London, then quite like seeing it here because it's quite a good atmosphere. It's always important to have as many people around you as possible supporting the same team. So,
well, because there's a bit more atmosphere. It's really just because of the atmosphere. If you're not going to the match, the next best thing is to go to the pub because you can shout and not feel stupid.
Yeah, you can watch the match with other fans who support the team the same as you do. Sometimes there'll be songs in the pub. You can sing the songs as well. It's good fun.
So, standing, sitting, drinking beer and chatting with each other, people can watch the game as they enjoy the atmosphere. Next day, we met one of Arsenal supporters.
We asked him his opinion about football and the supporters' culture.
Tell me briefly about your supporter club.
Well, the supporters club that I'm a part of is called Red Action, and we really try to build a bridge between the fans and the football club.
How do you think about football culture in London? I mean the supporter culture in London.
Well, it's always been very strong. I think the clubs that are based in London have always been supported very well compared to some of the other clubs outside of London, especially now with the way that football is more expensive. So you tend to get people who can afford to go coming from the major cities, and that includes London. So it's always been very strong, and especially more so now that football's become more expensive.
There is one serious problem, it's hooligan, but some say it's just a problem in the past. So what is your opinion? Do you agree or disagree with that?
It was certainly a very, very big problem in the mid-80s in England, and it built up before that. Since then, I think what you found is the punishments for people who commit football violence is actually more severe now. People get fined and imprisoned, they can lose their jobs, they can get banned from football for a number of years. So because of the punishments being more severe, and because of CCTV and modern technology used by the police, it has been contained a bit more by them.
I will happily go to a football match on my own if I'm supporting my team and there's other people supporting the same team, then of course, yeah.
Go Chelsea, go today, work on your blues. Come on.
Chelsea, fighting!
Oh! Yo, cheer! Whoa, 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 whoa!